We are not an exporting country. That fact is very clear. We are not. So they are saying, let us work towards it. I get it. A lot of people will say, how do we work towards it when we still have erratic power supply and all of that? So that is a synergy that the government and the people, government, do your part. You provide the electricity, you provide the enabling environment, and then people will produce. So that is just what he's saying, that we can do that. We can dominate. At least start with the West Africa sub-region, since those ones can easily drive their cars, come into the country, or they can, just drive from one border to the other, come into the country and buy from us. We are closer. So let's see how we can, take care of that market. Okay. You see, the comment section of the video I did about Naira competitiveness explained is really cracking me up, because that comment section is like on fire. It's either some people didn't get what I was trying to explain, or they have just refused to get it. Like, I was still giving the same answer, and it was looking like I have to take what they are saying, and they're not seeing, the point I was trying to make. Now, there's this particular comment. The comments are so much, like, if you want to check out that video I posted, it's titled Naira Competitiveness Explained. If you go to that comment section now, but there's a particular comment that I want to base this video on, and that's why I'm doing this video. So let me read the comment. It's from someone, Abdurrashid Buhari. That's his name. Yeah, I want to assume he's a guy. So, okay, Abdurrashid Buhari 5116. He said, the misconception of the devaluation of a currency means competitive currency in a predominantly import-dependent economy is worrying and misleading. An import-based economy is competitive when its currency is strong enough for businesses that imports uses a strong currency, that's dollar, to buy goods and services cheap in a producing economy. This is contrary in Nigeria. So yes, I agree. Nigeria is heavily dependent on importation. So we are still sourcing a lot of dollars to go and buy. So when we buy, bring into our economy, these people in these countries are coming to buy what we already bought from another country. So truly is not helping us. I get that part. And that's the situation we are. So Oga Abdurrashid Buhari, I get that part. That is exactly what the CBN governor is talking about. If you look at that video, he said that the Naira is competitive now. So he will appeal to manufacturers to take advantage. He's not saying that that is what is happening now. He's saying that we are in a position where we can do that and further, solidify the economic dominance of Nigeria in West Africa. Like I said, mind you, even if we are going through a lot of economic challenges, Nigerian economy is still one of the top 3 or top 4 in Africa. So it's still strong. Make no mistake about it, because some of the people in the comment section from some of these West African countries, you know yourself, your dollar or your currency might be gaining against the dollar, but it is still, your economy is still not as strong as the Nigerian economy. And that's the fact. And somebody telling me, what are the data? What are the, give you data. As it stands now, Nigeria with GDP, Nigeria is in $188.27 billion in GDP. That's, I'm talking about 2025. While Kenya, $131.67 billion. Ethiopia is following next. Angola, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana is in 10. So I'm just saying that because there are more in the comment section saying cities. I don't know when this comparison became against cities, but all I'm just saying, I was just trying to emphasize that the CBN governor is saying The economy, this is what we can gain. This is what we can achieve if we make our economy an exporting economy, not an importing economy. Because Nigeria as it stands, we're more like the middleman. If we go to what these West African countries, the business people in those countries that are coming to buy in Nigeria are mostly what we already bought in China. So we are like I said, we are like the middle men here selling to these countries. For a lot of them who come here to buy, I'm not here to actually generalize to think that everybody come here to buy. But what I am just saying is that when you go to the market, you see a lot of nationalities, especially some specific market days. You see a lot of nationalities coming from these West African countries to buy. But what they are buying, they are not, most of them, or like a lot of them, are not what we produced. So the CBN governor, I reiterate, is saying that we can get more, we can do more if we, since these people are going to come into this country to buy anyway, why not we produce what they can like, what they would like to buy? They will come here regardless. So when they come here, they should buy Nigeria as against coming here to buy China in Nigeria. It is simple. Why are you guys not getting it? What am I saying? I'm not like, I need to reemphasize this because the comment section is like, some people just don't want to get it. Some people who I kind of understand, because if you see the first video I did, I was also like that, so I don't blame them. I also doubted this, analogy given by the CBN governor, because I only took it from the angle that Naira is competitive. I didn't look beyond other parameters. Let me put it that way. I was just only looking at Naira against dollar. What are they buying? How much is which is very important as well. Don't get me wrong. A typical Nigerian wants to know how much 1,000 is going to get for him or her in the market. So that is not a point. But there are other things that need to happen for that to be achieved. So if we solidify our economy as an export economy, then we will achieve that goal. Because like I said, as bad as it is right now, we are still in the top 4 economies. And the people in the comment section who are coming to say they are not even in the top 8 or 9. They are not there. I think they are around 10, 11, and 12. That's where they are struggling. And all the parameters they are coming to throw at me is that their money is gaining against the dollar. Now your money is gaining against the dollar, yeah. But what is your money?
How do you justify that the cedi is appreciating, but the bag of cement, the dollar value has grown from $6.50 to $14? So when you are managing an economy, it is not the stop start. You have to look at it in total.
Last, and you see everywhere no cool at all. There are other parameters. Everyone's economy is still seeing shiggy one way or the other. Forget all these artificial economy. Just saying though. Yeah. So what I'm saying now, irrespective of the fact that what we don't have enough that we're producing in our country, these people, a lot of them still come here to buy. So the governor, I would say again, the CBN governor is saying, like, our money, the value of our money is low. So no problem. That means there's an advantage that we have that will make them come here to buy. So, but when they get here, what are they buying? Are they buying what we produced here? If the answer is no, then we are not doing a good job for our economy. But if they're still coming here to buy what we didn't produce, then we've not started. So he is not saying that, yes, Nigerian economy is strong because we are exporting. Because we're not exporting what we are producing. I'm saying this line over and over again because obviously the people in the comment section of that video just don't want to get it because they are just looking at it narrowly. We are not an exporting country. That fact is very clear. We are not. So they are saying, let us work towards it. I get it. A lot of people will say, how do we work towards it when we still have erratic power supply and all of that? So that is a synergy that the government and the people, government, do your part. You provide the electricity, you provide the enabling environment, and then people will produce. So that is just what he's saying, that we can do that. We can dominate. At least start with the West Africa sub-region, since those ones can easily drive their cars, come into the country, or they can, just drive from one border to the other, come into the country and buy from us. We are closer. So let's see how we can, take care of that market. And you see, some people will argue that to be an economic powerhouse, you have to constantly devalue your naira. Now, this is the explanation. I don't know that part that much, but this is the explanation. That for China, for instance, they will continue to devalue their money so that people will come in to buy there. Look at China. I don't think there is anything that China will be looking for dollars for to come to America to buy like that, if it's not something really they don't have in China. Because more or less they have everything in China. So they will continue to devalue their currency so that people will come and buy. Now, Chinese yen against the dollar, I've forgotten the exchange rate, but it still is very, the exchange rate is high. The exchange rate Chinese yen to a dollar is high. But would you now say the economy of China is poor because their currency against the dollar is weak? No, you can't say that, because their currency is strong for their business. And why? Because they don't need to source for dollar to go and buy anything. Everything they need, or more or less like almost everything they need, is in their country. So if we have everything we need in our country, even if our naira is against the dollar at 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000, we will not be sourcing for that dollar. Dollar will almost not be meaningful to us like that, because we are really not going outside to buy, unless we are just maybe traveling or there are some specific things we want to buy. But if these people are going to come into our country, the traders in the West African sub-region that we're trying to attract, if they're going to come to our country, now I'm talking to Nigerians, if they're going to come to our country, buy from us, and then when we take their monies, we convert it to dollars and go outside to go and buy in China or in Turkey and bring it back to Nigeria for these people to come and buy, it's not making any economic sense. I understand that Nigeria have so much now to buy so that these people in some of these West African countries can come in to buy here. But if we cannot sustain that, that means we will continue to depend on the dollars and then further kill the naira. So I hope people understand this, that I'm not saying that Nigeria, we are exporting, so this is what obtains now. No. He's saying that this is a strategy. The CBN governor is saying this is a strategy. Well, government work towards providing an enabling environment. Let the people, on the other hand, be ready to be producing so much that they can export to these people who are coming here, so that when they come here, they buy Nigeria. It's as simple as that. So, Mr. Abdul Rashid Buhari, we are not misleading anybody. We are saying this, or the CBN governor rather is saying this is what can happen. This is what you should take advantage of. This is what I mean by Naira competitiveness. As you know, Chinese yen, there is a competitiveness of the Chinese yen. That is why Chinese yen stand gidigba in China. As strong as Chinese yen is, I'm not sure outside China it's that strong that much. But when you go inside China, it's solid, and that's all that matters to some countries. They don't want to be that standard currency like dollar that they want to be exchanging and it's strong. No, some people's currency will always be weak against the dollar, but it's very strong. So, like I said, but for now, Nigeria still have that challenges of purchasing. Like let the naira be valuable in what you purchase. So, but if we start producing, we can level up in that regard. That's all I'm saying, and that's what they're explaining. So, what is there not to understand? The Ghanaians, a lot of them that are coming here, they are the ones really hammering, because even the Nigerians in the comment section will say, okay, what we need to do is to export more. Some people get it. Some people are saying, okay, yes, the analysis from what the economist said is good, but that means we need to export more. Exactly. That means we just need to export more. We need to produce and export more. What is our own? That's just all I'm saying. That is what the CBN governor is saying. Let us export, produce and export. Not they will come here and then they'll come and buy made in China. We can't keep playing the role of the middleman. That is just what we do. We can't keep playing the role of the middleman. So now that CBN governor's video is actually for Nigerians. So, but hey, it's Nigeria, so everybody will want to, have an opinion about it. But yeah, so Nigerians, they're just saying that we are not there yet. We can get there. But to get there, this is what we would do. But the part of the government has to do this, provide a power, strong. So they are not going to put the cart before the horse, or be the horse before the cart. How do they to speak that English? But they know that with an enabling environment, are you ready to produce? What are you ready to do? And let us not make it look like, yeah, there are things Nigeria exports. Let's not get it twisted. Nigeria exports cocoa. Nigeria exports palm oil. Nigeria exports, petroleum, of course, which is, one of our biggest. Nigeria exports yam, like agricultural products. Nigeria exports cassava, copper, cashew nuts, like a lot of fertilizers, rubber. Nigeria exports a lot of, agricultural things. So yeah, you might want to ask in one quantity. That is a fair question. But they're exporting. So they are saying intensify this. Do more. Produce more and export more. And yeah, agricultural product is good. We can also now enter like remanufacturing, like, of course we have car production. But the thing is that we also have to start buying those ones for, patronize us as Nigerians. We have to patronize our automobile dealers. That's why I like that bill that the Senate is moving, that all political government public office holders should be using cars produced in Nigeria. So these are some of the policies that will further make this competitiveness of the Naira a reality. So it's just a no-brainer. Try as much as possible. Let's produce what people can come and buy, what we can export to these countries. Now, for emphasis, no one is saying we are there yet. No. But there are things we can do to get there. As bad as people might think Nigerian economy is doing, there are positive, projections. There are positive projections. I mean, the importation of petroleum, which is one of the highest thing that takes Nigerian reserve or Nigerian currency because of how much dollar we need to source to buy that. At least that has reduced. The refineries, although we are still having some kind of, the quantities coming, the Dangote own, they have really not, fine-tuned that. But if everything is well sorted, the bulk of money that goes to importation of fuel into the country, I mean, that one, we will leave that one here at least, because we are not importing again. We have it here. So that is saved, at least as it stands now. We are not owing IMF. Nigeria is not owing IMF. The last report is saying we are not owing. Unlike some other countries that are owing IMF, that are owing gbese, we are not gbese people. At least let's be working to be exporting. Paying gbese in IMF is not part of our problem, for now at least. Anyway, is Nigeria facing challenges? Of course. Of course. But I know that these strategies, if properly employed, if they take it seriously, they will, they will help the economy. They would help the economy in like attracting more. There's somebody in the comment section that also asked, that said, what about if these countries that you are hoping that they will always come, these West African countries, you're hoping they will always come to buy, if they decide to shut your market, your things from coming to your market, is that not risky? I will tell you that there is no way a lot of people can shut you, all the countries can shut you out at the same time. If you're producing what people have, tell me now who can shut China out as it stands now? No matter how, who can shut China out because of what they have? So you're saying that these countries that Nigeria want to depend on, all these West African countries want to mob them. Yeah, mind you, there is a population here that we have to feed on what we are producing. We have the population, but the problem now is that we're not producing for the population. We are going to buy to take care of the population. Do you think if, as Nigeria, as populated as we are, if we are all of us, let's say about 70%, let's leave the remaining 30%, let's say 70% is consuming Nigeria, buying Nigeria, eating Nigeria, everything Nigeria. I mean, we'll be fine. Everybody will be fine here. We'll know that it's the little that we are getting from other countries that we use to consolidate, but everybody will be fine. So, to answer that question, there is no way every country can just shut you out like that. No, because they bring in policies. You will always, just what you have to try for yourself is to keep producing and getting what people want. And once you're getting what people want, you're fine. Because every country cannot produce everything. It's not possible. As self-sufficient as China is, I'm sure there are some countries that they still buy things from. I'm not even saying China has it all, but I'm saying that it's better that most of the things you use in a country is done in the country than you are importing more, which in the case in Nigeria in this case. So the CBN governor says, produce here more so that the competitiveness of the Naira, the benefit of it will be achieved. There's even some Ghanaians in the comment section that is even making me laugh. Why do you think, now there was a report that came out the other day that the Nigerians in Ghana, they want to sell cheaper than Ghanaians who are buying in Ghana. Why? Because they've come here to buy cheaper and they know that no matter how they reduce their money or they reduce the price of whatever they are selling, they're still going to gain more. They will not buy their goods in Ghana. They would rather come to Nigeria and buy and still reduce price and still even have their gain on it and still sell better than the ones buying in Ghana. So it's a no-brainer. Look beyond CDs against a dollar, 8 CDs is 10 CDs is this. There is more to economic calculation. It's just not one way. I'm not saying I know it all. You can still come here and floor it. Well, you can floor it with respect and give whatever reason. But there are so many pointers out there. Why do these Nigerians want to come here to buy cheaper and then go and sell, cheaper there? And they will still make money. These are the things you would ask. And you see, sometimes to dominate economically in a particular region, sometimes your currency has to be low so that every other person around you will know that, okay, I'm coming here to buy something cheap. And they would always want to come there to buy something cheap. And that would be their market. But like I said, be producing first. You cannot say you want to be like a regional economic powerhouse. Meanwhile, every country around you cannot buy because your currency is very high. When they change their money, they cannot even buy stuff here. Why is it that some people prefer to go and buy in China than come and buy in America? Even America is going to China to buy. They're going to China to buy. Why the tariffs everywhere? They're going to China to buy because sometimes when you produce in America to sell it here, it becomes very expensive. But when they produce in China, because it's at a reduced cost, they will make money. So somehow, if you look at how you want to position your economy. Everybody don't have to follow this strategy. But if you know how you want to position your economy, some people, they will have to stoop to conquer. Literally, bring down their currency, the value of their currency, be producing things that people will say, okay, their currency is good. They have the things that I want to buy. Now let me go there. So that's just all I'm saying. I hope this makes sense again. I'm done with this topic. Anyway, let the Nigerian government work harder so that the people in Nigeria, Nigerians abroad, Nigerians doing business in Nigeria, everyone can benefit. While you provide an enabling environment, the people will work towards producing. And then it's a win-win for all of us and even our West African brothers who will come and buy from us. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this one is clear enough. Well, if it's not clear enough, go and meet your economics teacher in secondary school. I'm done. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section respectively. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.